Spurs fans, has the third quarter really been a problem all season? We're going to break it down. What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Our Spurs won last night, but it was an ugly win. And a lot of Spurs fans absolutely hate the third quarter, aka the turd quarter, because it seems like our Spurs play their worst basketball at that time. Well, I reviewed the Spurs' entire season to date, and today we're going to be looking at the third quarters the Spurs lost by 10 points or more to see if this really is an issue. Let's start off early in the season. Boom! Third game of the year, the Spurs had a turd quarter, 33-19. That's a minus 14-point differential. Not the worst, but okay, there it is early in the season. When does it happen again? Okay, not for at least 2 weeks. Spurs had that terrible third quarter against the Warriors where the Warriors dropped 43 on us and outscored the Spurs by 15. Now, I will say in that game, if I remember correctly, the Warriors were shooting absolutely lights out, hitting threes from here, from there. You get a three, you get a three. Sometimes it's just going to happen like that. So maybe this was an anomaly, right? Well, this is the last game with Wemby, I believe. How many more turd quarters do we have without Wemby? Well, not too much long later, we had... This isn't the worst turd quarter, all right? Spurs outscored 32-21, 11-point differential. I don't necessarily hate this third quarter. It's not great. It's not the worst. Fast forward only a couple days, and the Suns had a huge quarter against the Spurs, dropping 37 points to make this a negative 13 turd quarter. And then we have the recency effect. Just a few days ago, against the Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers dropped 44 points on the Spurs, and the Spurs got outscored by 25. And would they correct this issue in the very next game? No, because last night, the Pelicans, one of the worst teams in the NBA, dropped 45 points on the San Antonio Spurs for a 22-point differential. Again, this is a bad Pelicans team scoring 45 in a quarter. The 6 games I looked at, these are the turd quarter averages. In those 6 games, the Spurs averaged 22 points a game. Our opponents are dropping almost 40. That is a differential of almost 17 points per game in the turd quarters. Mitch Johnson last night had this to say about the turd quarters. I'm going to move myself so you can see me. They have consistently not been up to our standards. It's been a variety of people. It's not been the same combination or the same thing over and over. The lack of focus, lack of concentration, when things are starting to slide away from us individually. That's me. Collectively, tightening all the way up to say, okay, this is not going to happen. I'm going to leave less for chance. We need to be better, and I think we will. Does that give you guys a whole bunch of confidence with what's happening with the third quarter? Not me. So, to get to the point of this video, is it a problem? Yes, it is. The final numbers are that the Spurs have a turd quarter about once every 4 games. 2 turds with Wemby, 4 without. The offense, for whatever reason, gets stagnant, and the defense in these turd quarters, non-existent. And who's to blame? I say everyone. The players, the coaches, everybody needs to be held accountable. Case in point, last night, the New Orleans Pelicans went into a 2-3 zone defense in the third quarter. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to drop a link in the comments so you can take a look at how that defense works, how the zone works, etc. The Spurs offense, with that defense, went in only 3 players in the third quarter last night, if you did not know this, scored for the Spurs. Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, who really carried the team in the third, and Kelly Olynyk. That's it. 3 players in the entire third quarter last night scored, and the defense, of course, was absolutely non-existent. The coaches, call some plays. Adjust the defensive scheme. The players, stop standing around and ball watching. We saw it last night during the third quarter. Player just standing there around on offense. Get moving around. Play smarter defense. Stop leaving guys open for 3-pointers. The team needs to make adjustments from top to bottom. The coaching staff. Our defensive whiz, Sweeney, what is he doing? How is he changing the team? What is he changing during the game? What is he adapting to help the defense not be a disaster in the third quarter? He's a defensive whiz, is he not? I know we might not have the personnel. We don't have Wemby. make adjustments because clearly the other teams are. What is happening in halftime? I don't know. But this is clearly an issue at the moment. And I don't know why it keeps happening. That's the title of the video. Why does it keep happening? I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. As Spurs fans, we look at a game and watch a game. We're like, well, we're up by this amount of points going into halftime. And you almost expect it to happen now. And you don't like having that feeling. Like, all right, we need to get a lead before the half because here comes the third quarter and it may go bad. And it's gone bad 6 times this year, which is at least 4 too many. Things are going to happen. You're going to have teams have a hot quarter. Fine. A team outscores you by 10 in a quarter. It's going to happen. But giving up 40 plus in a quarter, not acceptable. And this needs to be fixed before the playoffs. Not one of those things that has to be fixed right now. I wish it was, but I don't think it's going to be corrected overnight. But if this team wants to do some damage in the playoffs, you can't go into the playoffs against other playoff caliber teams and expect to win games having a quarter where you get outscored 40-20. It just is not going to work in the playoffs. The teams are too good. It's definitely not going to work against your Thunder type teams. They will obliterate us if we have these type of third quarters. The good thing is Wemby is coming back. Maybe as early tomorrow against the Lakers for the NBA Cup on Prime. That should help a lot. We did have the ratio of third quarters is higher without Wemby than with Wemby. And I have to think with Wemby back, that only gives us our best defensive player, who hopefully is defensive player this year if he plays enough games. I'm thinking he's going to. Fingers crossed. But having that elite defensive player plus an elite offensive player to go with a combination of Fox. So if one of them is cold, the other can, pick up the reins, pick up the slack, if you will. I think having Wemby back is really going to course correct this, but that does not mean it's not going to happen here and there. But as long as it's only happening once in every 8 to 10 games instead of once every 4 games. And then having the back-to-backs, it hurts. Seeing that third quarter last night after just happening against the Cavs a few nights ago, yeah, it needs to be corrected. So Mitch, Coach Sweeney, the entire assistant coaching staff, the players, watch the film. What is happening? Teams are adjusting to you. I just mentioned the 2-3 zone defense by the Pelicans in the third quarter. They're changing. Then adapt and change yourself. Do something different. Change the personnel. Call different plays. Just do something. Just don't let it ride for 12 minutes where we're just getting smoked. Thank goodness the Spurs last night and in some of these games with the third quarter outscored their opponent in the first, second, and fourth to notch the win. I still think this is a very good team. I absolutely believe we can win 50 games or more. I think we're on pace for 55 or 56 right now, which would be the most in quite a while. And I think they can win a round, maybe 2 in the playoffs, but not playing like the third quarter Spurs. They got to play like the first, second, and fourth. Mitch, fix it. It's your job. Players, fix it as well. It's your job. That's all I got, Spurs fans. I want to talk about this, and I don't like talking negative things about the Spurs. I really don't. But you can't deny this. It's something that's popped up 6 times already. That's once in every 24 games. We're 16-7, so it's actually slightly less than once in every 4 games. And it seems like it's becoming a little more happening more frequently as of late, especially this week. And maybe that's why it feels more that the knife in the back is being twisted and just sitting getting stabbed. We're getting twisted now too because it was 2 nights in a row where the defense was not there and the offense wasn't doing much as well. So hopefully I won't have to make another video like this again ever for San Antonio Spurs. But it's clearly a point of concern for Spurs fans, as it is for me, because it's almost like a running joke. The third quarter. I even see some Spurs websites calling it that. I think Pounding the Rock calls it the third quarter. And why not? Because it's been happening. It's been happening too much. All right, that's all I got. Drop a comment down below. What do you think needs to change? Is it Mitch? Is it the assistant coaches? Is it the players? Is it everybody? I think it's everybody. Hit the thumbs up if you like support the channel. Subscribe to become part of our awesome Spurs community. I thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.